Well, as royals Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, continue their Canada-wide tour today, Indigenous groups are still waiting for a formal apology from the monarchy for its role in residential schools. However, local royal historians say the Trudeau government may be playing a part in blocking meaningful change. Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, observed a moment of silence in Ottawa this morning and later wreathed and a bouquet of flowers at the National War Memorial and Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The future king also visited a local Ukrainian Orthodox cathedral in the capital in a show of support for Ukrainian people amid the Russian invasion. As that country deals with a dark chapter, the prince also acknowledged yesterday that Canada also has a troubled past regarding Indigenous people. Prince Charles said, quote, "We must find new ways to come to terms with the darker and more difficult aspect of the past, acknowledging, reconciling, and striving to do better." Stanley Henry, a professor at Brock University and a member of Six Nations of the Grand River, doesn't regard that statement as an apology over the monarchy's role in residential schools.
This is not an apology from the Prince Charles himself in visiting survivors of residential schools, but more about his personal journey or personal learning to come to terms with this dark history in Canada.
On their third and final day in Canada, Charles and Camilla will meet with Indigenous groups in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories tomorrow.
It's important to have them here in the country and be seen. It is a shame that it is so short, though.
Crown historian Nathan Tittridge points out it's up to the Canadian federal government to set up the royal schedule.
The itinerary, the length, the people that he comes in contact with, they are vetted by the government of Canada, and all of that is determined by the government of Canada.
Tittridge says a quick visit between Indigenous leaders and the monarchy may have been planned that way.
It does not allow for that meaningful connection that needs to be made between the future king and treaty partners, especially treaty partners in a relationship that has been severely eroded. And the primary perpetrator in that is that the government of Canada, since its creation, it really has taken over that relationship.
Henry says he wouldn't be surprised.
This is pretty much the behavior we see with government itself, right? And you go far back as 2008, we have the national apology by Prime Minister Stephen Harper. And then a few months later, in an international stage, say there's no history of colonialism within here in Canada.
Well, the National Métis Council will be meeting with Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, today, where they will be asking for a formal apology from the Queen, who is the head of the Anglican Church, which funded numerous residential schools.